Green, you're here to be arraigned on a charge of aggravated domestic assault in one indictment. Another indictment is charging you with possession of a weapon by a convicted felon and knowingly violating a condition of release, as well as a violation of conditional release. You have a multi-count indictment, and as a result of that, you have the right to an attorney. Do you wish to have a lawyer represent you?
Yes, sir.
Public defender?
Yeah, I should have Odell.
Did you have a lawyer in the lower court appointed for you?
Yes, sir. I had Mr. Odell.
Mark Odell?
Yes, sir.
Well, we're going to go ahead and appoint Mr. Odell to represent you as well. And let's stand in for Mr. Odell, if you will, Mr. Talbot.
Standing in for Mr. Odell, I acknowledge receipt of a copy of the indictment and waive formal reading of the same on behalf of the defendant. Enter a plea of not guilty.
Plea of not guilty is entered. This is General Sylvie's case. Do we know if she wants to set a trial date? And General Sylvie, you're here. Just didn't see you in the back there. So the December 1st is a status day? And
we could set it for a status with that as well.
All right. Mr. Green, we're going to put these new cases with some that are already pending on December the 1st, so that these will also be set for that day to let your lawyer work on these cases as well as the other cases. So a plea of not guilty is entered, and Mr. Odell will be given a copy of these charges, and he'll be up to talk with you as quickly as he can.
Okay, yes, sir. And then is there any way about the bond source hearing or anything?
Mr. Odell will have to file a motion for a bond, and then we can deal with it at an appropriate time.
Okay, yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. What is your name?
Lamarcus Jackson.
Jackson's on page 7. Public Defender represents Mr. Jackson.
Yes, sir. And we'd already been appointed for a VOP on 10/20. I understand this is an amendment he needs to be arraigned on.
This is an arraignment on an amended violation of probation, and the original one is set for October the 20th, so we'll leave this one.
Could we move it up to this month, Your Honor? I think we can probably get it resolved.
That's fine. We'll show the public defender is appointed to represent the defendant on this new amended charge, and we'll set it for hearing on September the 29th. Good morning. What is your name, please?
Gerald Jones.
All right, Mr. Jones, you're here to be arraigned on an indictment charging you with possession of methamphetamine and of 20.26 grams or more, and also possession of manufacturing or delivery or sale or conspiracy to do that of certain drugs, and money laundering. You have the right to an attorney. Do you wish to have a lawyer represent you?
Yes, sir.
Public defender?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Your Honor, I acknowledge receipt of a copy of the indictment, waive formal reading of the same, and on behalf of the defendant, enter a plea of not guilty.
Now, there are three co-defendants, is that correct? Any idea of whether or not that presents an issue for you?
No, sir, no issue.
All right, we'll leave you in the case until then. All right, General Stevenson, you wish to let me know how you want to handle the scheduling of this? January 7th. All right, January 7th for status. Public defender has been appointed to represent you, Mr. Jones, and they'll be up to talk with you and get you ready for either a disposition on your case in January, or we'll assign a trial date. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning. What is your name, please?
Ronnie McCoy.
Judge,
Sir?
I've been here almost 3 years and I've never seen the evidence the state has against me or anything else. I don't know, Matthew Bruner was my attorney and he withdrew, and now I've had, since February, I've had three different attorneys that's, had conflict or whatever. But I still have yet to see what the state has against me.
All right, Mr. McCoy, the problem that we have is that you're one of a number of defendants that were all on a conspiracy count, and I think there were like 27 defendants that were charged in one indictment. That presents ethical problems for lawyers to represent more than one of these individuals, and I understand that you've been awaiting trial for a long period of time, and the problem is that we keep appointing attorneys who, for whatever reason, have to withdraw. For example, the attorney that we appointed the last go-round, an attorney named Vid Sanker, has now surrendered his law license. He is no longer practicing. And as a result of that, I've got to find another attorney for you. Let's bring Mr. McCoy over at 1 o'clock for me to, and I'm going to find you a lawyer, and we're going to deal with your situation as quickly as we can to try to get something done one way or the other in your case. So we'll bring you over here at 1 o'clock, and I'll see what I can find out between now and then, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Good morning. What is your name, please?
Randall Robinson.
All right, Mr. Robinson, you're here to be arraigned on an indictment charging you with violation of the sex offender registry form and violation of community supervision. In one indictment, you're also charged with resisting a stop, arrest, and search and evading arrest in a separate indictment. You have the right to an attorney. Do you wish to have a lawyer represent you?
Yes, sir.
All right, then I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
Yes, sir. I acknowledge receipt of a copy of the indictments and waive formal reading of the same on behalf of the defendant, enter a plea of not guilty.
Plea of not guilty is entered. General Bryson. All right, be set for status on January the 7th. We're setting it for January the 7th of 2026 for you to dispose of your case by an agreement, or we'll assign a trial date on that day if you've not been able to arrive at an agreement. If you get something worked out with your lawyer, then it can be taken up earlier than that on a different court date. But right now, that's where we're setting it.
And what's my attorney's name, sir?
Go ahead.
My name is Zachary Talbot. I'm with the Public Defender's
Okay.
Office.
Okay.
All right, thank
That hearing had a little bit of everything. Judge David Wolfe presided over a morning of arraignments, and while the charges range from domestic violence to conspiracy to registry violations, what stood out was his steady patience in walking defendants through their rights and managing cases that had dragged on for years. Was Mr. Green, arraigned on a multi-count indictment for aggravated domestic assault, possession of a weapon by a convicted felon, and violating conditions of release. He quickly requested counsel, and Judge Wolfe appointed Mark Odell, noting that Odell had represented him in lower court. A not guilty plea was entered, and the judge synced this indictment with Green's other pending cases for a December 1st status date. When Green asked about bond, Judge Wolfe explained patiently that Odell would need to file a motion, keeping the tone firm but calm. Next was Lamarcus Jackson, facing an amended violation of probation. The public defender was already on his case, and Judge Wolfe advanced the hearing to September 29th, signaling he wanted it resolved sooner. The exchange was efficient, and Jackson stayed quiet and respectful. Then came Gerald Jones, indicted for possession with intent to sell over 20 grams of meth, conspiracy, and money laundering. Judge Wolfe appointed counsel, entered a not guilty plea, and set the case for January 7th status. With 3 co-defendants involved, he confirmed there were no conflicts, keeping the process deliberate and organized. The most emotional moment came with Ronald McCormick. He said he had been in custody nearly 3 years without seeing the state's evidence, complaining that 3 different attorneys had withdrawn due to conflicts. Judge Wolfe acknowledged the problem, 27 co-defendants on a conspiracy count had created ethical minefields for defense counsel and explained that his most recent lawyer had surrendered his license. The judge promised to bring McCormick back at 1 that afternoon to appoint new counsel and move the case forward. His tone was empathetic, showing frustration at the delays, but assuring McCormick he hadn't been forgotten. Finally, Robert Robinson faced indictments for violating the sex offender registry, community supervision, and resisting arrest. He asked bluntly who his lawyer was, and Judge Wolfe introduced the public defender standing in that day, Zachary Talbot, who acknowledged receipt of the indictments and entered not guilty pleas. Robinson's case was set for January 7th with the option of earlier resolution if negotiations succeeded. The overall atmosphere was serious but professional. Defendants ranged from anxious to weary, and Judge Wolfe's demeanor blended efficiency with empathy, especially for those stuck in procedural limbo. It was a reminder that arraignment isn't just a formality. It's where rights, representation, and accountability all converge. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one.